Hey, Tricia Tribe. Hope you are having a phenomenal day. It is Tricia here, and for those that are less familiar with what I do, I am the founder of CTRL Alt Delete, which stands for Take Control of Your Future, Alter Your Mindset, and Delete All Doubt. I am a personal and professional development coach that helps you focus on the minutia that is preventing you from moving the needle towards accomplishing your goals and living the life you desire. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick and share some thoughts around mindset. So mindset is basically the cornerstone of everything that we do. You know, how many times have you been in a situation where you have been anxious about something or nervous about something and just was going at it looking like this is going to be bad. I'm going to be set up. This is not going to end well for me. And, the thing happens and maybe it's not so bad, or maybe it's not what you expected. That has happened to me. An example of this is I had to have some dental work done, and I have a low pain tolerance. I do not enjoy going to the dentist. And all week rattled. I am nervous. I am anxious. I am dreading the day. I got to the dentist office and I'm like sweating. I think I may have shed maybe a few tears because I was just so wrapped up in it being awful. And then, I actually have the dental work done, and it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm not saying it was great, but it definitely was not as bad. And if I had maybe looked at the situation with a more open mind, I'm not even going to say a positive mind, more of an open mind, then I probably could have saved myself a week of torturing myself about having to go to the dentist to get this dental work done. So anyway, wanted to just share a couple of thoughts around mindset. Now, if you have seen any of my trainings or are familiar with anything that I do, then you might know that I like to define things. I like to make sure that we're all on the same page, make sure that we are operating in the same context. So we're going to start off with a definition. So mindset defined is the established set of attitudes that are held by someone. So just like I was talking about my situation with the dentist, my attitude was, this is going to be awful. And it put me in a position that before anything had even happened, I am on an uphill battle, right? They say, if you have a bad attitude about something, then you have a bad attitude about something. And when you come at it with a bad attitude, I almost lost my train of thought. Then it starts off bad. It's the same thing with mindset. I think the two very much go hand in hand. So if you found yourself being plagued by a less than positive mindset, or you've been really struggling to see the opportunities in front of you, and you are wanting to begin your transition to a more positive mindset or growth mindset, I want to share some tips with you. So the first one is, don't feel pressured to do things on somebody else's timeline. There's, I think, a funny video that I saw. I was talking about single people. It's like when you're single, everybody wants to know, when are you going to start dating? And then when you start dating, everyone is like, well, when are you going to get engaged? And then when you get engaged, they're like, oh my God, when is the wedding? And then when you get married, it's like, where are the kids? And then you have a kid and it's like, where is the next kid? And it's like, I don't need all of this pressure, okay? And the more that you try to fall in line with other people's timelines for the things that are going on in your life, you can start to have negative feelings around something, negative mindset, negative attitudes, which isn't serving you at all. You know, you don't want to have those negative thoughts. You want to be open to those opportunities and experiences. And so you can't feel pressured to do things on other people's timelines. My second tip is to get into the habit of making and expressing gratitude. I am a gratitude junkie. I mean, I think anybody who has a conversation with me, I will mention things that I am grateful for at least 5 times in the sentence because I am just so grateful for my life, for the people in my life, for the way that I get to live my life. I'm just very, very grateful and appreciative of my situation and my circumstance, both good and bad. So expressing and making a note of gratitude is going to help you focus on the positive, right? Versus zoning in on just the negative aspects or the things that you would like to change. An easy way that you can do this is by asking yourself, you know, in the past week, month, year, you know, whatever time frame you want to operate in. I try to do daily. What are 3 to 5 things that were positive moments or that you were grateful for? You know, I mentioned specifically making a note or journaling, but if, you know, putting pen to paper is not something that you want to do right away, it could be as simple as, you know, just stopping in the morning before you get busy into your day, or keeping a mental note, keeping a note on your phone, just a way for you to be aware, be cognizant of the things that you are grateful for. Tip number 3 is don't get trapped in the past. Things happen, shit happens, right? And no amount of wishing or journaling or meditating or, you know, overthinking is going to take us back to the past. It's just not an option. So if there are things in your past that are weighing you down or things that you're like, oh, I really just wish this had gone differently and it's preventing you from moving forward, you have got to put that baggage down. You know, it's fine to assess the situation. Think about, okay, what is something I maybe would have done differently? What are the things that I learned from that particular experience? How can I apply them to future situations, interactions, dealings, XYZ going forward? I also even think that it's great to think about the positives of those situations. Like, hey, you know, this happened in the past. I'm not living in that space anymore, but I was really happy with that. Or this is, you know, how I was able to grow as an individual. Take note of those things. Those are fantastic, you know, for you to carry with you as you continue on your journey. And then continue to focus on forward and future growth. The fourth is having an open mind. Having an open mind and a positive mind sometimes are not one and the same. So having an open mind allows you to see opportunities that you otherwise may not even recognize because you are so fixated on how you think things should be playing out, right? We get sometimes so wrapped up in what ideas we have for ourselves that we don't see that sometimes things are actually happening in a different way or more organically than in our heads, and then we get frustrated because we're like, okay, this should have happened in this sequence, and then we're upset, we're not happy, we're like, what is happening here? So you just have to go at it with an open mind. I would say that this is definitely something that has been a huge learning experience for me. And that is someone who already tries to look at things with a very open mind, is being a full-time entrepreneur. You know, I obviously have a vision for Control Alt Delete and how I want to serve and show up for my clients. And entrepreneurship, it said, no, we're going to do this the way that we want to do it. And so, there's things that I can try to do in order to position myself. But sometimes things are happening. Fantastic, amazing things have happened. Opportunities that were not necessarily on my radar have been able to come into my life and in my business, because I was able to keep an open mind. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily easy, especially when the vision that you might have is so clear. But being able to ebb and flow and, pivot as you're going along on your journey is going to allow you to dance and play with the different opportunities that you have. There is a quote that I really love around this by E.M. Forster. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned as to have the life that is waiting for us. So, sowing seeds, charting your goals, mapping things out is all very positive. Like, I'm not saying throw caution to the wind and just be, meandering about, but having an open mind as you are being presented with different opportunities, different networking, different opportunities to learn is definitely going to help you along your way. So those are my 4 tips that I have for you in terms of mindset. I mean, it seems like it could be a overall small thing, but it really can make or break your day, right? As you are moving through your day and you have like things that happen, you can, decide that it's going to bother you or it's not going to bother you. Or if you, have something that you are maybe a little bit nervous about, a little bit anxious about, thinking that it's going to go bad before it does is just torture on your little self, and I don't want that for you. The other thing that I want to mention is, I think in terms of mindset and, being positive, what I don't want you to feel like you have to do is to invalidate how you feel about things that happen to you. I am not for toxic positivity at all. I definitely think that you should feel how you feel, process how you feel, sit with how you feel if you need to do all of that. And then take the meat, spit out the bones, and try to, shift yourself after you have had time to sit and process how you feel, so that you can continue to move forward, and focus on your future. So if you have enjoyed any of the information that I have shared, please make sure that you are tapped into all things CTRL Alt Delete on my website, triciasitemere.com. There I share additional information on things that are going on in the personal and professional development space. Tips, tricks, guides, all the things. You'll also stay looped into things that I have going on that are sometimes pretty interesting. And yeah, if you also are on my website for the first time, and you join the Trusters Tribe, I will send you 5 days of affirmations, to get you moving forward on your, positive journey and your transformation to being your best self. So I hope you've enjoyed this information. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts, reach out to me. I'm super easy to get a hold of. I hope you have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week. I'll talk to you soon. And in the meantime, onward and upward. Bye.